Welcome into AMCAP Home Loans content creation space. I am Zach Walker, the Director of Business Development at AMCAP Home Loans, joined today by Shawn Lane of FRS Credit, and today we have a treat for you. Today we're going to talk about bad credit and how to fix it, because Shawn knows how to do that. Shawn, would you agree? Most people have bad credit.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty common. Back in, I think it was 2012, the Federal Trade Commission did a study and found out that 87% of people, 87% have at least one bad mark on their credit report that's impacting their credit scores. And so, having low credit is nothing to be ashamed of. It's something that we need to make the decision to begin looking at it and addressing it, when that time is right.
Yeah, and so the question then becomes, right, like, hi, I'm Zach Walker and I have bad credit. What is the first step? Like, what do I need to do?
Yeah, the first step is always, let's take a look at the credit report. A lot of ways to do that. Obviously, if you're going to apply for a loan with a mortgage company, they're going to pull your credit, and, you might be able to get a copy of that credit report. Or you can go to our website and pull a credit monitoring report. There's lots of options out there on how you can pull your own credit, and when you do, it doesn't impact your credit score. So you got to look at it and see what items are on there that's impacting your credit.
Yeah, and so what is that next steps? I mean, now we've looked at the credit report. We know what's on there. Talk us through the different pieces of that and what those steps are to fix each mistake, if you will.
Yeah, and so and that's another important thing to note is that you may have bad stuff on your credit report. It may not be, it may be something that actually happened, or maybe it's not yours. But it really doesn't matter, because the Fair Credit Reporting Act says whatever is on your credit report must be accurate, it must be verifiable, it can't be misleading, and it must be completely reported. And so it doesn't matter if it happened when it comes to credit repair. What matters is it accurate and can it be verified? So that's kind of the area that we live. So you want to look at the credit report. You want to address those negative derogatory items that are on there. But let me just stop and say real quick that 35% of our credit score is based on that. It's based on your payment history or the presence or lack of bad stuff on your credit report. There's a whole nother 65% of our credit score that has to do with what type of credit you have, and do you have credit cards, and that type of thing. And so there's a lot we can do on our own, to address that stuff on the credit report and get the scores built up.
And that you made a point in the last video that your debt ratios,
yes,
your credit card usage is such a big piece of it. Go ahead and talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah, so the biggest area that we have control, so to speak, over our credit report, besides paying our bills on time, is your credit card balances. 30% of our credit score is based on the debt that we carry, and that's heavily weighted on revolving debt or credit cards. So the thing that most people can do to impact their score is to pay down those credit cards. You want to reduce that balance to credit limit ratio, which is called our utilization percentage. You want to get that down as low as you possibly can. About every 10 points that you're utilized, about every 10% that you're utilized on your credit card balances is costing you more or less 10 credit score points. So if you've got 50% utilization, it's probably costing you 40, 50 points.
Yeah. Wow. And that's something I've seen in my own score, because, again, as I mentioned last time, I just ruined my credit, and now that I've been able to fix it, I kind of enjoy watching it move and understanding because at this point there's nothing negative on my credit. It's just the debt utilization. So I can literally play with it month to month and see what causes it to go up and down. And it's been kind of an interesting, there's no purchases I need to be making anytime soon. And so I have a little bit of wiggle room. And so it's definitely been interesting. And I will agree that the utilization of credit cards has been far and away the biggest impact on my score.
Yeah, and if you have a credit monitoring service, which I believe everybody should have, you want to you want to take a look at that credit report. If you don't have credit monitoring, you should get credit monitoring. Credit Karma, by the way, a lot of people have that, and it's not enough because Credit Karma only gives us the Equifax and the TransUnion credit report. So we also need to look at Experian. So you want to have credit monitoring, and when you do, you get alerted. You can see the impact of your credit card balances because you get alerts that say your score went up, your score went down. You can kind of start seeing how, as you pay those cards down, how your score is going to recover.
So let's talk about credit monitoring. Who do you? And this isn't a paid ad. This isn't a partnership. That Shawn has no dogs in any fight. I don't think, right? Like, you don't get paid by someone to leverage your business into their.
No.
Okay. So with unbiased expert opinion, what's the credit reporting company or the credit monitoring company you would go with?
There's two that we've historically used. One is Identity Club. ID Club, and the other is Identity IQ. We have an affiliate link on our website that gives you a discount and a trial. So you can go to our website, click the credit monitoring link, and it's just going to cost you $1 for a 7-day trial to take a look at your credit report. It's going to give you all 3 credit bureau reports and scores. And then after that 7-day trial, it's $19.95 a month if you want to keep it, which I would recommend you keep it. But you know what? There's lots of good monitoring companies out there. You just want to make sure that you have one that is showing you all 3 credit bureaus and it's giving you alerts.
And so that being said, let's talk about your company specifically. What do you do to help me repair my credit?
Well, the first thing we're going to do is going to identify those negative, derogatory things on the credit report, and we're going to address those items for accuracy and for verifiability. As I said last time, the Fair Credit Reporting Act says that whatever's on your credit report must be accurate and must be verifiable. So we're gonna challenge the accuracy of that stuff. And in fact, if you look at your credit report, you look at a credit monitoring report that shows you all 3 credit bureaus side by side, you're going to see discrepancies. Mm-hmm. You're going to see things that aren't the same. You know, your Capital One account, the date of the last payment or the high credit amount, or, you know, possibly the date the account was open. You'll see differences between that. And so those discrepancies is what we leverage. So we're going to, you'll even see the account number looks different. You know, between credit bureaus in some cases. And so we're going to address those things. You know, we're going to make them verify and validate that it's reporting correctly.
It's kind of like, Your Honor, I've noticed a pattern of irresponsibility by Equifax. They missed the account number by 2 digits. So is it presumable that?
You know what?
They could have missed this.
It's possible.
Sure.
You know, in fact,
I missed my calling as an attorney.
The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau just released a brand new report. In fact, I just wrote a blog on it that I'm getting ready to release that talks about credit reporting errors. So the credit bureaus, you know, they're in the business of selling consumer data, selling reports.
Say that again for those in the back.
Yeah, the credit bureaus are not government-owned companies. They're independent, for-profit companies.
And how do they make their profit, Shawn?
They make their profit in lots of ways. So
what's the number one way? Selling
our data.
Information, i.e., never mind, I'm not going to say it because I might get stopped on this website, but
you
know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, so what they do, I mean, they make money when you apply for credit. That lender is pulling a copy of your credit report.
How many of you have gone in and applied for a credit card? Sorry, but this gets me fired up because it just happened to someone I'm very close with. You go in, you apply for a loan or you apply for a credit card, and then all of a sudden mail starts hitting your inbox, and all of a sudden emails are coming in, and you've been pre-selected and pre-approved and pre-this and pre-that, and it's like, how did everyone know that I just applied for a credit card? I got an idea.
Yeah.
I got an idea. Houdini
just
pulled off the trick. I mean, I figured out the trick, and it's frustrating.
Yeah, those companies, those lenders are buying our data and they're marketing to us.
Yes, heavily, hard, and it works. If it didn't work, they wouldn't do it.
That's right. Yep.
So that's good information to know. And so let's as we kind of end this video, what is the first step for someone to get involved with your company? How does someone come to FRS Credit? What does it look like?
Well, they can call us. They can go to our website, frscredit.com. They can schedule time with myself or one of our credit consultants. But what we're going to do is we're going to direct them to the credit monitoring link on our website so they can pull a copy of that report and send us the details of how we can access that report, simply the login information. And we're going to perform a free credit analysis. We're going to look at everything on their credit report, both bad and good, and we're going to put a game plan together on how we can help them improve that. We do that for free, so we don't charge people to do that. And then, if they choose to move forward in our program, then we'll sign them up. But it's not always the right time to fix your credit either. You want to make sure you have the finances in place to keep all of your stuff current.
Sure.
Or
else you're paid into the wind.
Yeah, you're wasting your money.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not talking about the things that have already happened. Those defaulted debts, those collection accounts, those type of things. We want to look at that and determine the best way to handle those. But your open accounts, those things, you got to have the finances, the budget in place to keep that stuff current before you start paying for credit repair.
Sure. Well, that's good information. It's good to start. Good to understand that starting with your company costs a grand total of $399. And so, for those of you that are concerned about your credit, get on there, pull your credit report, see what it looks like, and if there's something that you feel like Shawn may be able to help you with, certainly he is able to do that. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I am Zach Walker with AMCAP Home Loans, and we will see you very soon.